They said this frying pan is the best in the market, so I made my favorite palm oil stew, and let's just say this pan had no choice but to prove itself. So I recently bought a non-stick frying pan. The seller didn't even give me breathing space. Madam, this is the best quality in the market. I just smiled and paid, but deep down I knew I had to put it to test. You can't just throw the words best around me and expect me not to investigate. So I decided to make one of my favorites, a good pot of palm oil stew. If the pan can survive that, then maybe, just maybe, it's truly top tier. I started with the tomatoes, gave them a good wash, then blended them. But you guys, let me just rant for a second. My blender has 2 cups, right? And somehow that small one always blends way smoother than the big one. Why is it that? Is it the design thing or it's just my own that is behaving like that? Anyways, I boiled the tomatoes first to dry them out a bit. That step really helps reduce the sour taste and makes it stew richer. While that was boiling, I moved on to my meat, washed it thoroughly. I don't play with that part. Then seasoned it with my usual suspects and left it to steam just enough to get it soft and bring out some good stock. Now, I always reach for palm oil when making stew. It just hits different. So I added some sliced onions and let them fry a bit. Then came the tomato paste, stirred that in until it lost that raw taste. Then poured in my already boiled fresh tomatoes. The kitchen was already smelling so good at this point. Next, I added my pepper, my seasoning cubes and salt, just enough to bring everything together. Then tossed in the meat and the flavorful stock, gave everything a good stir and let it simmer. Of course, I tested it and let me tell you guys, the stew at this point, it was so delicious. I was so proud of myself. The pan was behaving well too, no sticking, no burning. I was so impressed. So I transferred the stew from the frying pan to a pot to give it a final simmer while I quickly sorted out my rice, because really, what is stew without white rice to go with? Few minutes later, everything was ready. I plated it, took a bite, and honestly, the stew came out so good. The pan passed the vibe checked, and my belly was so happy. So yes, the pan did well, no lies detected. Maybe it's really the best in the market. See you in my next vlog. Bye.